What's going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. God bless to each and every one of y'all. Man, oh man. So, I made a video talking about, asking the NFL world, should JJ McCarthy play? Well, today they made that decision clear and he will be playing. So, breaking news if you haven't heard already, JJ McCarthy will play against the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going to give you my initial thoughts, right? I had mixed feelings about it, but hey, listen, I was trying to tell people earlier in the season. I understand he had that high ankle sprain. You can't play with a high ankle sprain depending on how bad it's sprained. But you're going to have to battle through injuries. You're just going to have to battle through injuries. This is football. This is the NFL. This is not high school. This is not college. This is not little league. This is NFL. You're going to have to play through some injuries. And on top of that, he needs all the reps he can get. And I just feel like we want to build this momentum going into 2026. So I am very happy that he is playing. But I will be honest with you, I am nervous at the same time. I am nervous because first of all, I want him to play good. That's number one. Number two, I want him to be healthy for this game. I understand the Packers are probably not going to play a lot of their starters, but at the end of the day, if you're a Viking fan, we hype about it. I'm hype, but I'm nervous because I want him to be healthy, play good, and be healthy. Because the last thing we need as Viking fans is a shout out to Terry Cole in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. And also, we going live for primetime games as well. But getting back to what I was saying, some of them, not all of them. Some of the primetime games, not all of them. But getting back to what I was saying, JJ McCarthy, the worst thing we want is for him to hurt himself. But it's his football. You can't baby him. You can't baby him. Regardless, we can't baby him, and you're going to have to play through injuries. Whether people want to admit it or not, that's what football is about. There's so many players that's injured right now that you don't have a clue that is more injured than they putting on this injury report. And guess what? They fight through it. That's just how you're going to have to. That's just how it's going to be. And my only thing is this: I got to hold myself accountable because my mindset is like, yo, I don't want him to get hurt. I'm kind of babying him too. At the end of the day, he's going to have to play through some injuries. If it's overly crazy, whatever his injury is, obviously don't play through it. But this is football. So you're going to have to fight through some injuries. It is what it is. It is what it is. This is just the game that they play. It's a physical sport and injuries happen. After week 1, 9 times out of 10, a lot of players, unless you're a bench warmer, a lot of these players will be hurt. A lot of these players will have some type of injury. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. And also hit that subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. And also, we will be going live for some primetime games as well. Shout out to Chris Farrell. Shout out to Terry Cole. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Terry Cole. One thing for sure, yes, next year, y'all. Shout out to Chris Farrell. Shout out to Lee. Lee said JJ unfortunately had a rough injury season. Get him healthy over the all season. Add to the O-line to keep Flores running the defense. They will be back next year. We will be back next year and we'll be better than back because I made an estimation, y'all. And listen, I stand on 10 toes. I love the Vikings. I love this franchise. I've been a Viking fan for over 20 years, and I'm always going to be a Viking fan. So I'm going to say this. I said it once. I'm going to say it again. The Vikings, if they keep Brian Flores, will be in the playoffs next year. And I feel like Kevin O'Connell is going to have a bounce back year. Maybe I'm being super optimistic. Maybe I'm being super positive. And Happy New Year, Mary. Shout out to you. God bless to you. God bless the Mike. God bless the Chris Farrell. God bless to everybody that's in the building. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but I just feel like because what people keep telling me, all right, and I agree with what they're saying, Kevin O'Connell did good with Kirk Cousins. He did good with Sam Darnold. But what I tell them is not on this team anymore. What I want Kevin O'Connell to be good at is being able to develop J.J. McCarthy. That is our quarterback right now. That is the quarterback that the Vikings drafted in the 2024 NFL draft with the 10th overall pick. With the 10th overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings select J.J. McCarthy. So that's why I need Kevin O'Connell to just make sure he's on point with the play calling. And if he's on point with the play calling, the Vikings will be in the playoffs next year. The Vikings will be in the playoffs next year. Shout out to everybody. Mike said, I can't wait to see how McCarthy plays. But yes. Yeah, he has a fracture. It was a hairline fracture in his hand. I just want the best for JJ McCarthy. I just want him to play well. I just want him to play wonderful. And if he plays well and wonderful, guess what? That's all we want to see. We want him to build momentum to go into 2026. I want Viking fans to feel good about our quarterback situation. I want Viking fans to feel good about the team in general. And if J.J. McCarthy is on point, we have an honest chance, to make the playoffs. That's just how I feel. Because in my opinion, it's not about ability with J.J. McCarthy. It's availability when it comes to J.J. McCarthy. That is my thing with J.J. McCarthy. It's not about his talent. I feel like he can make every throw. And I know people are like, oh, you're tripping, Mike. He's not really that good. You're hyping him up. No, bro, I've seen it with my two eyes. I seen J.J. McCarthy play decent when the play calling is decent. And when the play calling is decent, J.J. McCarthy looks like he has some ability to be he has the ability to be a franchise quarterback. He has the leadership to be the franchise quarterback. He can make every throw. He's super athletic. The only thing that's holding J.J. McCarthy back is injuries. That's all. It is not the talent. And that's just my opinion. And I'm going down with the ship. If J.J. McCarthy isn't good in a couple years or whatever, then I would say that I was wrong. But I feel like, just my opinion, J.J. McCarthy is better than what he looked like for most of this season. And that's just my opinion. I feel like J.J. McCarthy's numbers, this is going to be his 10th game of the year when he plays against the Packers. Right now, he has 1,450 yards, passing yards. He has 11 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. His QBR is 33.4, which I will admit that is not good. But some of these interceptions, I will have to say this. Some of them is definitely his fault, and some of them is the wide receiver's fault, because sometimes the wide receivers drop a pass, it gets knocked in the air, and it's intercepted. Some of these interceptions are not on J.J. McCarthy, even though statistically they will say, oh, he threw 12 interceptions. Take away 3 of those interceptions. I'm just saying. Just my opinion. That's just how I'm looking at it. And then when you talk about the yards passing, instead of it being 450 yards, it might need to be about 600 and something yards, because all those drop passes throughout the season. And I'm not trying to make excuses for J.J. McCarthy, because some of the throws were not the best. Some of his decision making is not the best, but he is a second-year quarterback. Really, I want to say it's his rookie season in a way, because he never played in his rookie season. So technically it's his rookie season. I don't like to say he's 22 years old, but he is 22 years old. I don't want to use age, because people are going to say, well, he's 22 years old. Why is he getting hurt all the time? He's young. Why is he getting hurt? So I don't even like using the age factor. And the one thing I don't like when people do, and this is what everybody does, they compare J.J. McCarthy to Josh Allen. They compare J.J. McCarthy to Peyton Manning. They compare J.J. McCarthy to, I heard on someone's podcast, they're comparing him to John Elway. First and foremost, why can't we just let J.J. McCarthy be himself and create his own name in the NFL? Because for every quarterback that didn't do good in a rookie season, and they became an all-time great like a Peyton Manning or maybe even a Josh Allen, there's 100 million busts. This is why I try not to compare J.J. McCarthy to anybody and let J.J. McCarthy create his own name by his play on the football field. And that's just my opinion. People, listen, everybody's going to compare players to players. I get it. But it is so hard to compare quarterbacks sometimes, because you have to look at the whole situation. You got to look at their team. You got to look at their coach. You got to look at the offensive line. You got to look at everything. You got to look at everything. And people don't look at all that. They like, oh, well, if Peyton Manning threw for a lot of interceptions, and J.J. McCarthy did, then J.J. McCarthy might be like Peyton Manning. I get it, but that's a lot of pressure. We're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Peyton Manning. So I just want to try to pump the brakes a little bit on the comparisons and let JJ McCarthy prove it on the football field. That's just my opinion. And let me just read. I'm going to get to the comments shortly. My bad, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button so we can get this out to a lot of other Viking fans and football fans. Make sure y'all make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're feeling the vibes. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And we're also going to be going live for some primetime games. Not all, but some. This is what Kevin O'Connell said today. JJ will start the football game. He did a good job this week. Had as close to a full practice week with a few reps on Wednesday. He didn't take, but full the last couple of days, and he's in a good spot going into this game. Now, I say all this to say, I say that with Kevin O'Connell. I'm repeating what he's saying, and I guess the press conference not too long ago, to say this. All I want JJ McCarthy is to be himself, play your best, and do what we, because a lot of us believe in JJ McCarthy, right? Prove these doubters wrong. Prove all of them wrong. Let that motivate you, JJ McCarthy. Let it motivate you. You know what I mean? Lions are better. Yeah, Lions are. I don't want to say that because we swept the Lions. I don't think the Lions are better than the Vikings. I don't think the Lions. I respectfully disagree with that statement. You said that the Lions are better than the Vikings right now. Listen, now you got me started, bro. Now you got me started on this live stream. I wasn't even bringing up the Lions. This ain't about the Lions. This ain't about the Bears. This ain't about the Packers all like that. All I'm saying is I'm live to talk about JJ McCarthy starting against the Packers. Now you're going to get me started because now you talking about the Lions. You said the Lions are better than the Vikings, but the Vikings swept the Lions. The Vikings swept the Lions and knocked them out the playoffs. So how is the Lions better than the Vikings? See, I wasn't even going to talk about it. So since you bring it up, let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it then. You know what I'm saying? And the worst thing about it is you lost, I believe, the second game against Max Brosmer. And I say that respectfully. You lost to JJ McCarthy, and then you lost to Max Brosmer. So all that yapping that the Lions are better than the Vikings, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it one time. Stop the cap, because it ain't true. All right, let me get to the comments. My bad, y'all. Maybe if they get backup quarterback, McCarthy hasn't shown he could be. Yes, that is true. We got to get a backup quarterback. Yeah, we got to get a backup quarterback. No, it's better to feel positive than being negative. Believe. Yes, we be great and leave us feeling good about me. Yes. I want him to just play well. Just play well. I agree with that, Mary. Now what happens if he gets out there and a hairline becomes a compound? Oh my goodness, we don't want to talk about that. Listen, then if that happens, bro, that is going to be the worst nightmare for Viking fans. I'm not going to sit here and cap. I'm not going to think about that. I ain't going to think about that. Hey, listen, we don't even want to talk about that. Can we finally agree Kevin O'Connell is a bad head coach then? What I will say is I'm going to give him all of 2026 listen, I want to see what he can do in 2026, Kevin O'Connell. Now, we'll see. To be continued. But I will admit that I feel like he didn't adjust his play calling quick enough for JJ McCarthy in the 2025 NFL season. And that's why we are out of the playoffs right now, because our offense is ranked number 29th. And I don't want to hear no Viking fans saying we were just so injured. Yes, we were injured, but at the same time, as a head coach, you make adjustments to what you have on the field. If you have a banged up offensive line, you don't try to have wide receivers run routes that are 20 to 30 yards down the field, knowing that they can't block for that long. That doesn't make sense. I'm not saying don't ever do it, but then that means you need to try to run the ball. I said this numerous times. I don't know everything about football. I just know a little bit. In my opinion, run blocking is easier for offensive linemen to block than the pass block. That's just my opinion, right? Run the ball. That's my opinion. Every team has shout out to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. Every team has interceptions, drop passes, though. You can't. Yeah, I got it. But I'm just talking specific. Like, there's so many bad specific plays, bro. Jalen Naylor, it hit him right in the hands, popped up in the air, interception. Listen, I know it's going to count as an INT and it's going to count as JJ McCarthy's fault, but bro, these wide receivers got to catch the freaking ball, bro. These are professional wide receivers, and I don't want to hear that he's not had throwing it with touch. Man, listen, bro, you are a professional wide receiver. Catch the ball, bro. Catch the ball. And I get it. It's on every team. But I'm just talking specifically about the Vikings and the games that JJ McCarthy played. The wide receivers did not help him in the matter. Like, they didn't help him. That's all I'm saying. But didn't we beat you? Yes, exactly. Lions are better. Yeah, I don't know. What Mary, I don't know. Be himself, you mean 9. Oh man. As a 9 games played in. Oh my goodness, that's crazy though. That's crazy. Well, he's gonna play 10 games. But I need everybody that's in the building that's rocking with your boy to hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family, and sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us, and I truly feel that way. You know what I'm saying? We're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. Salute to everybody that's in the building. I'm trying to. Kevin O'Connor also said he was fully capable of ready to run the offense at the start. Man, I don't know what Kevin O'Connor was thinking early in the season, but I just hope that he can. Whatever he's doing now, I love what he's doing now. So that's what I'll say. He got to keep doing it. Texans are better than both. Oh yeah, Hey, listen. Texans are one of the best teams in the NFL. I'm not going to debate you with that. It is his throwing hand. Yeah, it is his throwing hand, which I'm a little nervous about, bro. Because, my thing is this, bro. Because a hairline fracture can get worse if you land wrong. Like if you put all your weight on it, he gets sacked. I'm nervous, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm still excited though. You know what I mean? I'm still excited. Shout out to Knowledge TV. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. The best call is your 4th and goal and made bro show run and play action. Yeah, bro. Yo, his play calling was not the best. I'm not gonna lie. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. Kenneth, you're 100%. You're 110% like facts. That's my opinion as well. I was debating somebody like a couple of months ago. They was like, defense don't win games. They don't win games all like that. I'm like, bro, I don't listen. Just my opinion. These Super Bowls that are won most of the time is from defense, bro. Most of the time. Of course, you're going to have offenses that are amazing and get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. But for me, from what I've seen since I've been a fan of football for a while, and I've been a Viking fan for 20 years, when I think about the Ravens when they won their Super Bowl, when I think about the Seahawks when they won their Super Bowl, when I think about the Chiefs, even though Patrick Mahomes is all-time great, right? That defense was elite as well, right? That defense was all that, right? They looking like they got to get some more players on that defense, but because they're getting a little bit up there. But the Chiefs' defense is amazing. When Tom Brady was winning those Super Bowls, most of those Super Bowls, bro, his defense was all that, bro. One of the top 10 defense. I don't know where they rank at, but a lot of those Super Bowls that Tom Brady won, bro, his defense was elite, bro. All right, yes, he's an all-time great quarterback. He makes the plays. He's clutch. I get it. But defense, bro. And then when you talk about the latest Super Bowl against the Eagles defense made Patrick Mahomes look like a rookie, bro. Listen, and that was because of the defense. I never seen Patrick Mahomes play that bad of a game. Like he was bouncing passes into the dirt. He was overthrowing wide receivers. Even when the Eagles wasn't getting to Patrick Mahomes, he had an okay pocket and he would throw it over. He'll overthrow it, and that's because of the defense hitting them constantly. Even if they don't get to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, they was hitting them. Patrick Mahomes was on the ground a lot in that game. I'm telling you, defense, in my opinion, you can say what you want about offense. I get it, but I'm choosing an elite defense over an elite offense any day of the week. That's just my opinion. Even though they cater the game of football now is more caters to they cater towards like the offense. They make a lot of rules against the defense. Unfortunately, that's just the truth of the matter. The defense, in my opinion, is what wins Super Bowls a lot of the time. I'm what I do after this year. I hope the NFL thinks about how do you hit a quarterback, because I just feel like some of the quarterback hits, like some of the roughing the passer, some of them are not all roughing the passer in my opinion. I just think it's a bang bang play. Like if it's helmet to helmet, obviously if it's a straight up helmet to helmet, yeah. But if it's, say for instance, I had a debate with somebody where, like, say for instance, the quarterback, he's getting tackled. Like before he gets tackled, like, say the defensive player is about to sack the quarterback and he has his head to the far left. And then the quarterback, for some reason, puts his head to the far left, and it's just a bang bang play. Like what is the defensive player supposed to do? Just keep moving his head like a bobblehead? Oh, whatever your head's at, I gotta move my head. It's so hard to hit the quarterback nowadays. You can't go too low, you can't go too high. So they're gonna have to figure something out. And yes, some of them are roughing the passer. I agree, but not all of them. It's football. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Chris Real. Shout out to you for that. Hit the like button, everybody. Won't be no drop Sunday. Facts. We need Justin Jefferson to get over 1,000 yards. We need Justin Jefferson to get over 1,000 yards. Let's see what JJ can do. Facts. I agree. Texans have the best defense since 2013. Seahawks. Texans are goated. I think Texans, I don't want to put them as a goated situation, but I think Texans are very good. I will agree with that. But I'm not going to give them the goated now. I ain't going to do all that. Jettas will get that. Yes, I agree. Am I Somali? No. I'm Black American, if you want to consider, like, I'm Black American, or I'm not Somali. Respectfully speaking. FBA, whatever yeah. No one helped anyone on the Vikings offense, coaches, skilled players, O-line, quarterback. It was the most dysfunctional family ever. And the defense just sitting on the field like, really, bro? Yo, I got so much love for this defense this year, bro. I never seen a defense like, I'm not going to say never seen a defense, but I don't think I can remember a defense that had one of the worst offenses all season long and still kept a top 10 defense. I haven't witnessed it. Maybe I got to do some research in Viking history, but I haven't witnessed it, bro. I haven't witnessed a defense that was this elite despite the offense not looking good. I just really wish, right? Even though this would have been such a great head coaching job if Kevin O'Connell would have made his simplifying the offense probably like simplify the offense week 7, week 5, bro. Like he could have saved this season and we could have went to the playoffs back-to-back years. It's devastating to waste a great year from the defense and just not make it to the playoffs, bro. I feel like I'm still salty because I feel like the Vikings should be in the playoffs right now. I believe we can beat the Packers. I believe we can beat the Bears. I know we can beat the Bears. We already beat the Bears in the regular season. I believe we can beat these teams, bro. Like, none of these teams to me, besides maybe the Eagles, they're the defending champions, or like the Seahawks. We could have beat the Seahawks. Like, listen, all the teams I'm naming, bro, we could have beat all these teams, bro, in the playoffs. I really feel like that, man. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm talking crazy. Maybe I'm tripping as a Viking fan. But I really feel like you bring in a top 5 defense in the playoffs and you have a solid average offense, you could beat anybody in the playoffs. That's just my opinion, bro. School is going, yes. Skull is going, yes, we going to 1K. They going to 1K. Facts. You a real one, Kenneth. Yeah, man. Shout out to Kenneth, man. Appreciate that, bro. Just subscribe. Thank you so much, bro, for all your support. Yeah, we go live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. We also will be going live for primetime games as well. Not all of them, but some of them. And also, like I said to everybody, even if you're not a Viking fan, and if you're feeling the vibes, everybody's welcome to this YouTube channel. I always say sports is designed to bring us together, not separate us. This channel is to bring people together. That's my mission. That's my mission for this channel. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what galaxy you're from, what planet you're from, what team that you rock with. You know what I mean? There's people that subscribe to this channel that are fan base from the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, the Eagles. Everybody subscribe to this channel. That's what I want on this channel. I don't want it to, like, I love my Viking fans. I like to get different perspective from other fan bases as well. I do admit I'm nervous for JJ heading. Yeah, I'm very nervous. Like I'm nervous because if the worst case scenario, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm gonna wait until the game happens. I will be live for the game, by the way, but I don't. I just hope he can stay healthy. That's all I'm gonna say. Why would you be nervous that there is I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, listen, man. It's nerve wracking, man. The guy had a hairline fracture. The guy had a concussion. The guy had a high ankle sprain in one season. His rookie season, he tore his meniscus in the preseason. Hey, bro, every Viking fan has a right to be nervous. That's 4 injuries, bro. And those are the injuries that we know about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm nervous. Happy New Year, brother. He said, go Birds. Yeah, shout out to the Eagle fans. But listen, I think y'all might do something in the playoffs. But I'm going to tell you this right now, all you Eagle fans, when we see you next year in 2026, if we play y'all, we going to beat the brakes off of y'all. Whether we play y'all in the regular season or if we play you in the postseason, the Vikings will beat the brakes off of the Eagles. And I said it. I ain't stutter. That's how I feel. I say that about every team. Respectfully speaking. Happy New Year, my brother. It's still time for you to hit the team transfer portal to New England, waiting on your application. Shout out to my guy Marcus, man. Everybody that's in the building, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Can I get 10 likes on the stream? Hit the like button if you haven't already. And also hit the subscribe button if you're feeling the vibes. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. Another example, Denver Super Bowl 50 versus, yes, man. Them Denver, yeah, bro. Defense wins championships, bro. It's always more valuable when you can stop people. Facts. Because, you know, the only way you can stop an all-time great quarterback like a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes is a great defense, right? You can't stop Tom Brady. Listen, I got Tom Brady as the GOAT at quarterback. That's just my opinion, right? Some people are going to probably say Joe Montana or whoever they're going to pick. I got Tom Brady as the GOAT. The man got 7 Super Bowls, right? And I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that y'all wrong if y'all think someone else is the GOAT. I got Tom Brady as the GOAT. The man would have like 9 Super Bowls, bro. He lost 2 times in the Super Bowl. And it's because of a defense, bro. It's because of the defensive line of the Giants. The defensive line of the Giants was so elite, didn't matter what Tom Brady would have done because he didn't have time to do anything. He dropped back, it didn't have time. He dropped back and didn't have time. No matter how good his wide receivers are, it did not matter. No matter how good the running back was for the Patriots at the time, it did not matter because everything that they tried to do got shut down. And then you had Eli Manning. I think Eli Manning is like in the regular season, he ain't the best. But in the postseason, Eli Manning is probably one of the most clutch quarterbacks that I have seen, bro. I don't know how he goes from, I guess, a little bit above average in the regular season, and then he looks like a dang on, he's just the best in the postseason. I don't understand it, but it does help to have a defense that the Giants had. And I use that as an example because I didn't think Tom Brady was going to lose that Super Bowl. What year was it? When it was like, I forgot what year it was when the Giants barely got into the dang on playoffs. For what year was that? They barely got into the playoffs. They was like 8-8 or whatever their record was. They barely got into the playoffs, bro. And somehow, some way, they go on this magical run, this great run, and beat the brakes off of the. Well, not they didn't beat the brakes off them, but they won the game. That's all that matters. Another example, LA versus yeah, bro. I'm telling you, Patriots versus New York Giants. Facts, bro. True, yeah. I personally look at JJ McCarthy like I looked at Christian Ponder, not the answer for that. You know what? I get it, Gray Man. What I would say is this, bro. Let's just give JJ McCarthy 2026. I feel like ever since the play calling's been better, meaning Kevin O'Connell simplified the offense, I think JJ McCarthy's been, I don't want to say amazing. I don't want to go that far, but he's been good. He's been better. And it is not really his rookie season, but it is his rookie season. JJ going to finish at 999 yards. Nah, don't do that. You may not be Somalia, but you are the captain now. That's funny. Any team this year could lose to any team. It was a weird season. Yeah, that's a fact. The playoffs is going to be up in the air. Yes, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Panthers beating good teams, then lose to bad teams and struggle to win the bad division. Facts. Facts. Skull, thanks, Mike, for a great seat. Oh, yo. Mary, thank you for all your support, Mary. And Skull to you as well. And no problem. This offseason is going to be lit. I can't wait. This offseason is going to be super lit. We're going to be doing a lot of mock drafts. We're going to be having a lot of fun. Y'all know I like to take my nature walks to get my steps in. We're just going to vibe all summer, all off season. We're going to vibe, man. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun, regardless that we're not in the playoffs. And we ain't going to win the Super Bowl this year. We still going to have fun, y'all. What'd you say? The one-handed JJ catch haunts me as a Bills fan. Oh, snap. What's going on, Micah? How you doing? Bell, what's good with you, bro? Yeah, he's a different type of wide receiver. I just wished I listen, man. Justin Jefferson, one of the best wide receivers still in my eyes. I know he had a lot of drop passes this year, but it was just a down season. Vic about to make these high power offense look like a college team. Defense wins champions. I agree, bro. I mean, I know some offenses win Super Bowls. That's not well. I'm not saying that offense never wins a Super Bowl. That's not. But I feel like most of the time, if you go through the history of the NFL, I feel like most of the time defense wins it. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I got to do my research, but from what I seen, I always felt like defense wins the Super Bowl most of the time. Now JJ can't catch with both hands. Oh man, that's funny. Bears need a better defense. It'll be net. You know what's crazy? I said that on my last live. Like they got a great. I don't want to say great. They have a very good offense, right? The Bears got a really good offense. Caleb Williams is. I ain't gonna give y'all too much respect. I ain't giving the Bears too much respect. He looks good, but I'll tell you this right now. The Bears definitely need to get some dogs on defense. That's what I would say. I ain't gonna say too much compliments when I talk about the Bears, the Lions, and the Packers. It is what it is. They're division rivals. I say that respectfully. I got love for y'all, but at the end of the day, we rivals, and we coming at y'all next season. 2026 is our year. We're going to be the champions of the NFC North. We're going to be the champions of the NFC, and we will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Can I talk that talk? He lost 3 times in the Super Bowl. Oh, possibly 4. Oh, wow. Oh, he lost 3 times? I didn't know Tom lost 4. I mean 3. Did you see the Bears versus Vikings? That team from 85 back for both games. Yeah, man. Bills need a wide receiver 1. And the Chiefs do too, bro. And they will be a monster. That's true, though. The Bills, I don't know how you don't get a wide receiver. How do you not get a wide receiver for Josh Allen? Like, ever since they lost the Cheetah, they just seem like they can't get right. They can't get right. I don't know what's up. What do you think of Bo? Oh my gosh, what do I think about Bo Nix? Y'all know how I feel about that 2024 NFL draft when it comes to the quarterbacks. I'm a big Drake May guy. People know. If you know, you know. I'm a big Drake May guy. So Caleb Williams, I like Caleb Williams a lot. I like Jaden Daniels. I like JJ McCarthy. He's gonna have to prove it. I feel like that NFL draft is one of the best quarterback drafts in NFL history. We'll see what happens. I say it constantly. I always say the same thing, but I truly believe that. But Bo Nix is he's a quarterback that he's gonna probably win a couple Super Bowls, man. I'm just that's just my opinion. The coach is amazing. Their defense is amazing. Y'all know how I feel about defense, and he does enough to win the game. People hate on him. Oh, he has a good defense, but I always try to tell people, how can you win a Super Bowl without a good team? You can't win a Super Bowl without a good team. Name one team that won a Super Bowl that wasn't good, that didn't have a good defense or a good offense. You can't win a Super Bowl with no talent. You got to have talent to get to the Super Bowl. That would be very disrespectful to all the teams in the NFL if you get to the Super Bowl without any talent. So I don't knock Bo Nix for having such a great defense. In my honest opinion, it's probably the best defense next to the Texans. Yeah, Bo Nix, I like the way he plays the game. Yeah, he can make every throw. He manages the game, and as he gets more experience in the NFL, he might be one of the best in the game. Who knows? But I have a lot of respect for Bo Nix. 2012. They went on a great run because they have a monster front line. Yep. The Vikings offense isn't good, to be honest, though. So our defense looked better. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, the Bears defense look like the 85 Bears. We made every defense. Let me say this real quick, and I'm not trying to come at the Vikings because I'm a Viking fan. Y'all know how I'm rocking. I got the Adrian Peterson signed autograph jersey in the back. You know the vibes. I got the Justin Jefferson jersey on right now. I got the Viking hat. I got the Viking flag. You know I'm representing the Vikings, right? But I gotta keep it real. Our offense is ranked number 29 in total offense. You can look it up for yourself. We made every defense that were bad defenses pretty much look good. And I'm just being honest. We made the Bears defense look like the 85 Bears. We made the Bears defense. I don't know, man. It wasn't a good year offensively for the Vikings, but I feel like we'll get better next year. There's no way our offense can get worse, right? That I didn't jinx us. I think our offense has got to be better than this. It can't get any worse than this. It can't. But we can't stop elite offense. Yep. JJ has to stop throwing the football like he's Nolan Ryan. He's so off balance throwing. Yeah, they're gonna have to work on that in the off season when it comes to his throwing and all that, mechanics and all that. They'll work on that in the off season. I believe in JJ McCarthy probably more than a lot of other people. I'm not going to put him on the pedestal of like, oh, he's going to be like Josh Allen. Oh, he's going to be like Peyton Manning. I'm not doing that. And I don't know how Viking fans are going to do what they're going to do. I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not doing that. I'm going to let J.J. McCarthy prove it on that dang on football field and create his own name. Because I don't think it's intentional, like the pressure. But if you start comparing players to like all-time greats and you look at like, all right, well, if this quarterback did bad and my quarterback is doing bad in his rookie season, he could be this all-time great. That doesn't necessarily happen all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. So I try not to do that. Give JJ another year, he'll develop. Yes, I think JJ McCarthy, this is the only issue. This is the only issue I have with JJ McCarthy. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He has to be healthy. The only way he can be the quarterback that we think that he can be is he has to be healthy. He has to stay healthy. Get healthy and stay healthy. Because the best ability is what? Availability, right? Caleb will be a top 5 NFL quarterback. I think he will too. I think Caleb is super talented. As a Bears fan, I really only hate the Packers. You know what? I love our division. I think our division is so stacked right now. I think the Lions are taking a step back. Of course, the Vikings took a step back. But I love the fact that if you look at the NFC North division, it went from the Vikings 14-3 last year. The Lions were 15-2 last year. The Lions were the first seed in the conference, and they won the NFC North division. The Vikings were second place in the division. And now look at it. It's a whole 360, a whole 180, 360, whatever you want to call it. Now you see the Bears. They were in last place in the division, and now they're in first place in the division. And the Packers are in second in the division. It's crazy. And the Bears, I think, had a chance to be. Do they still have a chance to be the number 1 seed? I'm not 100% sure, but I think the Bears have like a small chance to be the number 1 seed. Ben Johnson going to win before Vikings win. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Allen never had Cheetah. Oh, no, it wasn't Cheetah. I'm sorry. Not Cheetah. My bad. You're right. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. They keep trying to get receivers and they always miss on them. Well, they're gonna have to trade for a wide receiver. I think if, like, hypothetically speaking, people don't really know too much about Jordan Addison. If I was a Bills fan, I would trade for Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison could be a number 1 wide receiver. He's that talented. His route running is one of the best in the game. And he has hands. This year, I don't know what happened this year, but he has hands. He does have hands. If I was a Bill, when y'all, all the Bill fans, if you listen to this video, if you got connections to the owners of the dang on Bills or the GM, tell them to call the Vikings and be like, yo, we'll give you a first or second round pick for Jordan Addison. And I promise you the Vikings will let it happen. You know what I mean? It is not because we think Jordan Addison is a wide receiver. He is a good wide receiver. It's because we're not going to pay that man. I don't think they're going to pay him. We don't got no money to really pay him, to be honest with you. So if I was a Bills fan, I would go after Jordan Addison. If you look up the previous 2 seasons for Jordan Addison, he had like 19 touchdowns in 2 seasons or something crazy like that. He's a touchdown machine. And like I said, his route running is amazing. People don't really know too much about Jordan Addison. I don't know how they don't, but this year you might be to get him for lower because he didn't have a good year this season. They should just trade because the GM can't draft. Yeah. Listen, Mike, see, great minds think alike. I didn't even read that comment, bro. See, Mike, my name is Mike. Your name is Mike. You know what I'm saying? See, great minds think alike, brother. I literally just read your comment and I just said that. Like, they should just trade for a wide receiver. Facts, bro. Eagles need a legit coach. We have the most talented roster in NFL, but they're not utilized to their talent. You know what? I can't even talk about that. You want to know why? Because y'all got 2 Super Bowls in like 7 years. I can't say nothing to y'all when it comes to that because y'all have 2 winning Super Bowl coaches. And if I was an Eagles fan, listen, I will be extra happy right now because y'all in the playoffs again. Y'all won y'all division again. Even though it doesn't look the best right now, y'all still have a chance to win another Super Bowl this year. So that's how I would think if I was an Eagles fan. Because like I said, y'all won 2 Super Bowls within like 8 seasons? Y'all got like 2 Super Bowls. That's good. Y'all been to like 3. Y'all been to 3 Super Bowls in like 8 years, bro. Listen, bro. I'm keeping my head coach. If anything, I would get rid of the offensive coordinator and maybe and do that. But bro, y'all look good. Y'all in the playoffs right now. That's just my opinion. Outside opinion, you know what I mean? Outside of looking in. JJ McCarthy hasn't played a full year yet, though you can call him a vet, but he needs to develop. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's his fault for not playing a full year, though. Yeah, he's getting injured. I can't help he's played 9 games in 2 years. Stop being hey, listen. Listen, when it comes to JJ McCarthy, man, he gotta be healthy, bro. And he's gonna have to play through some injuries. I was debating other Viking fans when we was talking about the high ankles, bro. I'm like, yo, he gonna have to fight through some of these injuries, bro. Like, I'm not saying for him to, if he can't walk, obviously he can't play. But after you miss a few weeks or a month, you're gonna have to toughen it up. You gotta have to toughen up and play through some injuries. It is what it is. It's his football. So, like, listen, you're gonna have to play through some injuries. Unless you're a bench warmer and you never touch the field, you won't get injured. But if you're touching the field one time or a whole season or after the first week, you're going to be sore. You're going to battle through something. Vikings have a roster of coaches, just need to put it together on the field. I don't know about the roster of coaches. Now, I would say we have a good defensive coordinator. And I think our head coach could be better than we showed this year. Previously, the previous years, he's been pretty darn good as a head coach. And then when it comes to the GM, I got questions about some of his drafts. I got questions about that. His free agency's been pretty good when it comes to getting paper when it comes to getting players, but he has to do better with the draft. What up, heavy hitter in the building? What's good? Y'all, hey, listen, cheesehead out here. Yes, get it. We're gonna beat the brakes off y'all next year. Y'all ready to lose to a bunch of bad? He said respectfully. This gonna be like replacement movie, Hey, listen, bro. I'm gonna say this, man. As a big time Viking fan, we gonna beat the brakes off of y'all in the last game of the season. We will be above 500 team. We will have the momentum going into 2026. And when we play y'all next year, we're gonna sweep y'all next year. We're going to go 1-1 with y'all this year, and then we're going to sweep y'all next year. And then when we go against the Lions, we're going to sweep them again. And then when we go against the Bears, we're going to sweep them. We're going to win the division, and we will get the first Super Bowl in Minnesota Viking history in 2026. We're going to speak it into existence. I am a big-time Minnesota Viking fan, and I'm representing the purple and gold. And J.J. McCarthy will be a franchise quarterback and prove to the world why we drafted him top 10 in the 2024 NFL draft. Let's go Vikings and skull to the bowl, baby. The Vikings don't have the roster, though. Oh, snap. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button. We are going live for absolutely every Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. And we're also going to be going live for some primetime games as well. Salute to each and every one of y'all that's in the building. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Packer fans always making excuses. Oh, snap. One of the worst old lines, no safety, need a running back. Quarterback always hurt, can't afford their player. Still have to pay Addison. No, we're not paying Addison. Addison got to go to the Bills. The Packers can't even make the playoffs without the Vikings. Skull. What's going on, Bob, in the building? How do Packer fans always make excuses when we have a long history of winning? That is, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. Exactly when you lose to make excuses. As a Packers fan, we hate the Bears too. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Wouldn't have it any other way, Cheesehead. Oh, it's all good. Hey, listen, we love it, baby. Talk that talk in the comments, baby. Talk that talk in the comments, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's talk that talk in the comments, man. Keep it PG, but talk that talk in the comments. I love it. I wouldn't make Addison my wide receiver one. He's been behind JJ too much. He's the number 2 option. If he gets the number 1 corner, I don't see him succeeding for a year. Mike, I'm telling you, I'm gonna give you the perfect example of why I feel like he's a number 1 wide receiver on any team, on a lot of teams, right? not JJ McCarthy. Justin Jefferson missed a few games. I think, was it last year? What year was it when he missed a few games? And Jordan Addison was the number 1 wide receiver. He had the number 1 corner. Y'all remember that when Justin Jefferson missed like 6 games or something due to a hamstring injury? And Jordan Addison, I forgot what year it was. And Jordan Addison was destroying everybody, bro. It didn't matter what corner you put on him. Safety help. Jordan Addison was what year was that, bro? What year was that, y'all? Help me out in the comments, man. Maybe for we ain't going. Not a third though. We gonna have to get a second. We'll get a second and a third, or if you want to, we take that first. You know what I mean? We want a little bit more chicken. You know what I mean? Who do you think the Vikings are going to draft in the first round? I personally think they should draft O-line or secondary. I'm 100% with you, Owen. I think that the Vikings need to draft either. Listen, I want a center, right? I wouldn't mind drafting a center in the first round. I don't even care. I want the best center. I want a Hall of Fame center. But I feel like they're going to go the route of like the best safety or the best corner that's available at the spot that they're at. I don't know where they're going to draft that, but we'll see very soon. But if I was the GM, I'm gonna have my board, right? And I'm gonna probably prioritize, like in the first 2 rounds, it's gonna be I need an offensive lineman, and one of those picks better be an offensive lineman. You can't double down on defense. You got to get one defensive player, one offensive player. Depending on whatever, second round, first round, whatever. But I need an offensive lineman. I need a center. In my honest opinion, you're not going to replace Will Fries. You're not going to replace Donovan Jackson. I like Donovan Jackson, actually. Brian O'Neill and Christian Darrisaw are question marks, not because of their talent. They're question marks because of their injury history at this point. You might even be proactive and draft the best tackle that's available at that spot, because and maybe trade one of the tackles that we have, because you got to get ahead of the game. You got to be proactive. You can't wait until Brian O'Neill or Christian Darrisaw get another serious injury and you don't got nobody that's going to go behind them to back them up. So the tackles are debatably the most important position on the offensive line. Protect your quarterback's blind spots. So it's like you might have to go be proactive and draft a tackle. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised getting a tackle in the first round. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think it's going to be either center, corner, safety, and then and maybe if Love drops to us, which I think Love's going to be a top 10 pick. I don't think he's going to, we're not going to have a top 10 pick. So if he drops to us, then of course we can go Love in the first round. Because you know how I feel about running backs. You got the Adrian Peterson jersey in the back. I would love to have Love. I would love to get the next all-time great running back, potentially. So, but I feel like you got to go center, safety, or corner. Skull. I think their corners are above average. No need to no, that man, bro. Listen, I'm iffy about the corners. I I got mixed feelings about Byron Murphy Jr. I got mixed feelings about Isaiah Rodgers. They're not shut down corners, but I get it though because I feel like I think a bigger need is like defensive tackle. And I know people are going to be like, why defensive tackle? Because we have trouble stopping the run for the most part. And I feel like if you get the next like if I was just talking about Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams was one of the best defensive tackles of all time where he can stop the run and he can get after the quarterback. We need to get one of those guys because if you can get pressure from your front three or front four, whatever defense that Brian Flores is going to run, depending on the talent on the field, your secondary can look a lot better with a better pass with more consistent pass rush instead of blitzing so much. Even though that is Brian Flores, he loves the blitz. I'm not taking that from Brian Flores, but sometimes, you can get a sack without having the blitz if you got that pass rush. And another thing that we might have to talk about is maybe even looking at a edge rusher. I don't know. Whoever's available, but I feel like priority for me, I haven't seen a dominant cornerback for the Vikings, but I get it. I think maybe a defensive tackle will probably be the best. I love Jalen Redmond. I'm iffy on Jonathan Allen. I'm iffy on Hargrave. I'm not big on Jonathan Allen. We're going to have to get him out. Like, listen, respectfully speaking, we got to figure out how we can trade him. I don't care, bro. Take that salary, take that money from us, bro. Trade him. If we can somehow trade him for somebody else, I would love that. And Hargrave was solid. He was decent. Jalen Redmond, I love Jalen Redmond. Yeah. I think I'm not trying to be disrespectful when it comes to Isaiah Rodgers and Byron Murphy, but I just would love to have another great corner. The last time the Vikings had a great corner was Xavier Rhodes, and that's been a long time. Prior to that was Winfield. We haven't had a good corner in a long time. But then we need another safety because Harrison Smith might retire. There's so many positions that we need. The tackle. Center because their current setup isn't. Yeah, I agree. And shout out to Bobby said hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. The Mike Sports Vibes salute to you, bro. Appreciate it. Their cramp pop safety just retired, so now you need that in corner and linebacker. So they aren't playing 40 minutes. I agree. We need another safety. Because I'm not big on. Listen, I like Josh Metellus. He ain't all that. Theo Jackson's okay. Jay Ward is okay, but let's be real. We need a safety. Let's beat the Packers this weekend and go 5-1 in the division. Yes. Let's just build that momentum. I agree, Bob. Skull for that. Skull. I don't care if we lose against the Packers. JJ McCarthy just better throw the ball to Justin Jefferson so we can at least get that. Yeah. And Vikings passing yards per game. Yeah. Well, I agree with that statement. But we better win this game. We bet not lose the backups. If we lose the backups, bro, let me see who's missing this game. Who's going to be out of this game? I think there's a couple of starters that's not going to play. They're going to be without Jones. They're going to be without Jones. So they're going to be without Jones and see Jones. I'm trying to figure out who else there. Yeah. Are you watching any FIFA games since Philly is hosting some of it? I could definitely look into that. Maybe I'm gonna have to look into that. My two favorite teams are playing Sunday: the Vikings and whoever plays the Packers. For real, Skull. Greg said, come together to cherish the winner of the division. The Chicago Bears made they win. Oh my gosh. They got a chance. Predict the Vikings record next year. Oh my gosh. All right, so we gonna have double digit wins. We're gonna be 11-6. 11-6, baby. 11-6 next year. I got us 11-6, baby. 12-5. Bob said. What's going on, Matthew? Jordan Addison is a poor man's version of Stephon Diggs, but even as a Packer fan, he's a good receiver. You can't get a first for Addison when you have to pay him yeah, that is true. That is true. You lose a lot of trade value. That is true. They'll just wait until he walks. That is true. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe a sign and trade. I don't know. They can keep Addison for another year, then let him go before the second contract. Yeah, I agree. I think there's going to be. Hold on. I think there's going to be plenty of DBs in free agency. We don't got no money though. That's the issue, bro. This is why you keep Addison to trade JJ. Use it yourself. He's a number one starter. Nah, man. Nah, I gotta keep JJ. I get it, bro, but I can't get rid of JJ. I just can't do it, bro. Don't say you need a running back when you don't fix the. Yeah, I agree. But the offensive line's not as bad as what people think. Like, I feel like it was just injured. You got two pro. Let me just break this down real quick, y'all. The old line isn't as bad, right? I know that sounds crazy to say. I think it was just hurt. When you had Donovan Jackson, our rookie, had hand surgery or wrist surgery, he missed games. Christian Darrisaw is a Pro Bowl left tackle. He missed games. Our right tackle, when healthy, he's a Pro Bowler. He missed games. Will Fries was solid, and then the only position that I'm iffy with, and he's a Pro Bowler as well, is Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly keeps getting concussions. If you, hypothetically speaking, I know, if they're healthy, and if you can replace Ryan Kelly with a solid / good center, this offensive line is going to be good, bro. You just got to replace the center position. But it don't even matter how good of a running back we have. You want to know why I say that? Even if we had the best offensive line in the game, what matters to me is the play calling. You can have Adrian Peterson in his prime, and if you don't call the run play, guess what's not going to happen? The run play, right? And guess what's not going to happen? Us being productive, winning time of possession, and all that. The run game is the key to success in the NFL. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm too old school, but I feel like if you can establish the run game, you got to call the run plays. Kevin O'Connell consistently went away from the run game, even though the run game was successful. Even with this banged up offensive line, the run game was successful. But what did we do? We went for it. Well, it was 3rd and 1. This guy tries to go for it all and throw a touchdown pass, and it was an interception. When it's 4th and 1, do y'all remember this play? 4th and 1. Our run game was pretty good this year when it comes to yards per average. Not per game, but yards per average for Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason was pretty good. Was decent, actually, right? It was 4th and 1, and Kevin O'Connell called a play-action pass, knowing our offensive line is banged up, and even though our run game was pretty darn good, he called a play-action pass, and y'all know what happened with Max Brosmer. It went from a bad play to the most horrible play probably all season long, that pick 6. It was so bad, I couldn't even be mad. I was laughing. I was laughing because of how bad that play call was. So even though our offensive line was banged up all year, if you look up, matter of fact, I'm going to look it up for you. If you look up yards per carry when it comes to Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, I'm gonna look it up for y'all. Hold on, cause I watched every single game, y'all, and I'm not saying I know everything about football because I just don't, right? But I know for a fact that Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason were good per carry. They just didn't run the ball enough because the play calling. Yards per carry, Aaron Jones, 4.2. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good. But he got away from it. Let's look up Jordan Mason. Anything above 4 yards per carry is pretty good. Let's look up Jordan Mason. Hold on now, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, my bad. Hold on. Because I listen, I'm telling y'all, man, he would go against the run game. He just didn't like running the ball. I don't know why. I couldn't even tell you why. It wasn't because the offensive line was banged up, bro. It was because he just doesn't like running the ball. It's not because of the offensive line. That's just an excuse to not run the ball. That's the excuse he wants y'all to believe. It's not because the offensive line was banged up. It's because he doesn't like to run the ball. He rather air the ball out. He likes to sling the ball around. All right, let me tell you this. Jordan Mason per carry, 4.6 a carry. 4.6 a carry is his average. And they went away from Jordan Mason. I'm telling y'all, man, he just didn't like to run the ball. With our offensive line being banged up, we still ran the ball pretty well when it comes to average per carry. Ravens, Bears, Super Bowl. Trade him, please. We need a defensive line. Ravens versus Bears in the Super Bowl. I don't know. It could be a possibility if the Ravens can sneak in there. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. We also will be going live for some primetime games as well. Good luck against the Packers. Yeah, thank you, bro. Darisaw is always injured. Your center is bad. Darisaw just started to really get injured. Last year was like the biggest, what he had, ACL and MCL. And this is why I feel like we got to be proactive and draft maybe a tackle. I know that's not the popular decision. I'm not saying draft a tackle in the first round, but if he's a potential, you think he could be a potential Pro Bowler tackle with a little bit, if you develop him right, you got to get your tackle, bro. Like, I'm not trying to put all my eggs in one basket with Brian O'Neill and Christian Darisaw. We have to draft a tackle in this draft. I feel, and that's how you can save money, right? Is by drafting and being proactive and getting these drafts right. The problem is we haven't been getting these drafts right, man. Jefferson doesn't even have 1,000. Yeah, he doesn't have 1,000. Everyone hates the Packers so much. I see where one of the most popular teams in the league. How are with the rest of the NFC North is obvious. You know what's crazy? It's all love. It's not even real hate, bro. Like, it's all love when it comes to like I can't stand the Packers, but it's love. I'm gonna tell you a true story. I think you might have heard this story, heavy hitter, but I used to work at Kmart years ago, right? You know what I mean? When and before Kmart went out of business, and my supervisor was a Packers fan. My supervisor, my manager, was a Packers fan. And every time I will come into work, she will be talking crazy. She will be talking crazy to me. And I'm like, yo, we gonna beat y'all. It don't matter. We gonna beat y'all this week. Listen, it's all love at the end of the day. When we say we despise the Packers, I don't think Viking fans are like, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I don't want to say all Viking fans, but I'm pretty sure most Viking fans are it's just fun. It's just part of talking trash, and that's just what we do as sport fans. I never really think about the Packers though. If I do, to laugh at the Cowboys for getting blown. Yo, the Cowboys. What can go wrong will go wrong, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. Howdy. See you tomorrow morning on ESPN First Take. My hands is Ashley. Ashley. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Happy Friday, my guys. Happy Friday. MJ Jam. Mike, what's good with you, brother? Ice, what's going on? Ice, Huggy, what's good with you? What's good with you? Jefferson is 17th ranked wide receiver. Is it time to get rid of him? Nah, Greg, it's he has a down season because I'm not trying to give him too many excuses because he missed some catches, he dropped passes, but you can only be really good as a wide receiver if you have the guy to throw you the ball. I want to say this for everybody that thinks Justin Jefferson is washed, right? If you was to put Justin Jefferson on the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, if you was to put Justin Jefferson on the Bills with Josh Allen, my personal favorite quarterback in the game, even though I'm a Viking fan, I love Josh Allen as a quarterback. Y'all don't understand how good Justin Jefferson can honestly be. Like, people don't even understand how good he can honestly be. He hasn't even reached the surface of his career. He's not even close to the top of his career right now. The reason why his seasons was down, yes, he dropped some passes, but respectfully speaking, the play calling, the quarterback play, etc. It's not because Justin Jefferson is washed and he needs to be traded. If they trade him, okay, right? I mean, it will suck, but it's not because he sucks. It's because they're getting a lot of value in their opinion. If somebody was to offer us 2 first-round picks, hey, listen, the Vikings are going to listen. I promise you in that. But if you talk about Justin Jefferson going to a Josh Allen, it will be game over for the AFC, bro. Y'all really think Justin Jefferson is washed? Man, oh man. Listen, he's not old. Last year, he put up numbers with Sam Darnold. He put up numbers with Kirk Cousins. The best quarterback that threw him the ball was Sam Darnold, in my opinion, and Kirk Cousins. If you give him an all-time great quarterback like a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow or a Patrick Mahomes or like somebody like that, bro, he's gonna put up crazy numbers, bro. Crazy numbers. I told you why running backs used to bully him. So now it might have. The playoffs need to be redone the way it's designed. The Bucks are going to be 8-9 and have a home field playoff game. The Vikings are going to be 9-8 and not be in the playoffs last year. The Lions. You know what? Last year was the same thing. We was 14-3 and had to travel to the Rams Stadium. So I get it, bro. Listen, that's why it's so important to win your division. The number, excuse me. The number one thing is to win your division every year. We're 15-2 or 14-3 or something, home field advantage, first seed, and the Vikings were 14-3 in the playoffs in the road. Yes, exactly. You're right, bro. You're right. I get it, but that's why it's so important for teams to win their division, and you won't have to worry about the seeding. If you win your division and you have the best record, then you're going to be a higher seeding. That's what makes it so great, because you can be a terrible team record-wise, right? But you win your division because your division is just awful, and you'll be a higher seed than a team that didn't win their division, but they got a better record than you. So I get it, pros and cons to both, because if it was the other way around, I'll be happy. Hey, listen, you might have a better record, but y'all going to lose. Y'all coming to our house, and y'all going to lose because y'all didn't win your division. It starts with winning your division. Is why it's important to win. Yeah, that's funny, man. You saying the same thing I'm saying. Mike, good luck with the Packers game. You don't get it done, you go to on the road. Yeah, true. That's true though. That's what makes football so interesting. And when you win a Super Bowl, it makes it so much more. It's great. It's greatness when you win a Super Bowl. Like, real talk, it's hard, bro. Jefferson needs 57, I think, to get 1K. Yeah, close to that. You're close, bro. You're close. Jefferson going to end with it's funny. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. Salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to Christopher Real. If the Minnesota Vikings would have kept Sam Darnold, do you think the Minnesota Vikings would have made a plus? I think so. Definitely. Jefferson said that he hopes 9 will be the vice quarterback next year. I agree. I agree with Jefferson, and I hope that he is the quarterback next year. I agree. Nine has to stay off the social media. Yeah, he does. Dude looks like a from the chat powers in most of his posts. Yeah. Uh, oh man. If you put Justin Jefferson on the Chicago Bears, they will be. Oh no, we ain't doing all that now. I'm not offended by the hate or just like I'm actually glad the NFC can come together because of common ground. Yeah, that's true. Had that job. Yeah, yeah. That would leave us with Addison and his off the field. Yeah. Hey, listen, that's the only knock about Addison, Jordan. Yeah, you're right. His off the field stuff is what's a question. You're right. I think it's a bad idea to make away the value of winning the division. It's what creates rivalry within the division. Right, right, right. I remember when, and then you'll start complicating that. You'll start to complicate too many things. I think I remember when football had two teams have a bye week, the playoffs. Yup. Skull from Alaska, tying to clock to in work. All right, Jordan, thank you for vibing with me. Be safe in Alaska. God bless everybody. I'm actually going to be getting off this live stream. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. God bless to y'all. And I will be back tomorrow. I will be back on Sunday as well. I'm not sure when I'll be live, but I will be live sometime tomorrow and Sunday for the Vikings game. So if you haven't already, make sure you Super Hawk smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for every Viking game. We're also going to be going live for some primetime games. But shout out to each and every one of y'all. Skull, we got Alaska in the building. Shout out to everybody's in the building. I'm gonna have to do a live stream and ask where everybody's from. Very, very interesting in that question. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate everybody that's in the building. God bless everybody. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Until next time. Peace.